One, we are live with Remy and Moon Cell Alchemist. We're back with another episode of Over 7 Days here on Moon Cell Production. We are calmed down today because, well, not really a full reason, but Remy and I talking about over 7 days, whether it's about life or sick of cell. For me personally, I was just sharing with him that sometimes, or not even sometimes, I'm ridding feeling guilty of resting or feeling like I'm just not at maximum supreme level, where I'm recharging or resetting, but we're still able to come on here and have a conversation, which I'm glad, people are
Hmm.
getting into the podcast spaces because we don't always have to be cammed up. We can
True.
always have a conversation. And to be honest, I'm here resting while having a conversation. So it still works, right?
Hmm. It still counts to me. It's better than nothing, kind of mess. Plus, we do that a lot. Anyways, I mean, there's been plenty of moments where you just be sick, or I'll be in the hospital or something like that. I'm still having conversations here and there. So it's like, well, there's still value that can be shared. Why not share it?
Yeah, that's so true. And like years ago, like me even being in the hospital, like it wasn't something that I would share online like often, to be honest.
Hmm.
And I realized that nowadays it's good to see that people are willing to share that part of what we go through because it's real and like people are able to kind of just see a little bit of what we go through in these hospitals, especially.
Right, right. Yeah. I've said that in a few. Well, probably not that exactly, but I've said it in a few videos. Probably some of my last ones when I was in the hospital sometime last year or whatnot. To where I started to feel that extra. At least for me, I'm pretty sure it's not for everybody, but for me, I started to feel that extra pressure of me already being a creative person or whatnot. Like I want to put stuff out, I want to create, et cetera, et cetera. And then when I'm in the hospital, it's like, all right, well, how much of that can I actually do, knowing that, you know, my arm might be hurt, my leg might be hurt, and I'm out of the game physically. And it's like, all right, well, I can't do all the things that I normally would like to do and give the world. Well, just give whatever I can, and it all starts as thoughts, anyways. So I'm like, F it, just give my thoughts. Maybe I'll come back around to it and make it a full picture or art or something like that. But I can at least just give the thoughts since that's where they starting at, anyways. So yeah, I got a few of those up there.
Mm, I love that. Do what you can.
Hmm.
Um, I remember in school, like there was a few times where I would get my homework and bring it to the hospital, like if I was admitted.
Hmm.
Realistically, ask me if I ever did homework while I was in the hospital. Like, honestly,
Fat
I feel like
dog,
mentally I really wanted to be that girl. I can
man.
do my homework while I'm in the hospital, but it's like, no, I don't want to even really have a conversation.
Right.
Give me a movie. I'm taking a nap. I would like my chow mein with my chicken fried rice,
Ooh.
or my
Mm.
chicken fingers from the cafeteria with my
Okay.
plum sauce.
Okay. Okay. I am mad at it.
And I'm calling it a day, because and I just kudos to anyone now, in the hospital, and they do their homework or they do their arts or their writing, or like it's very
Mhm.
beautiful to see they able to transmute that energy and stuff. I just know, yeah, when I was younger, like I was miserable. I can't do no homework. I'm tired. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the same way for sure. That's the same way. There was plenty of moments where they brought homework up there to the hospital. You know, the teachers, the principal, they're willing to work with you and whatnot. Then things start to happen, and man, hey, I'll read the books, but when it get down to them questions, I go to sleep.
Right?
So
So
I
true.
I get it. I get it. I do. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's cool. The only thing I feel like I ever really did, and I felt that I only did it because, like I said, that pressure to where it's like, it's just too much creatively that I'm like, I gotta complete, I gotta continue no matter what's going on. I'm so close to the finish line, or I'm like halfway there or something like that. I think the only thing I really actually completed, and it wasn't even like for anybody, like in regards to like school and whatnot. The only thing I actually really completed was sickle cell magazine. That was it. I completely
Mm.
published that in the hospital, in the bed. So yeah, it's still a lesson in all of it though. And hats off to everybody else who do it regularly, because boy,
Yeah.
that wasn't me.
I for real, because I'm trying to remember school and I don't even understand how I passed. Like
Man, for
sometimes
real.
I'm like I
I had
was
to do an
barely
extra year.
there. Or if I wasn't in the hospital, I just didn't want to go to school because I was tired. Like, so, I felt like I was always catching up or something.
Hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, it's just one of those moments. Yeah.
So,
I had a thought, but maybe one of the thought provoking questions will bring
oh
up
yeah,
the
that
thought
that's what I'm
again
doing right now.
as an
Yeah.
answer. So I know you said that there's an app now for this.
Yeah, yeah, actually, yeah. So
That's
I
cool.
know I normally have the original set of cards, like over 200 cards in person. And I've had those for like 2 or 3 years and still haven't gone through all of them, because you know how the game goes. You bring up something and then it's a conversation. So even just trying to get through like 10 cards with a group of people is like, nah, you're not gonna even make it to that. But I ended up getting a new deck and I bought it in the store. And then when I didn't read the box, and then I noticed I didn't have to buy it because they had it on the app as well. And I was like, all right, well, too late now. Might as well. So yeah, it's called Big Talk. Big Talk.
Wow. Oh, everything's an app now for real.
For real. It's an app or a subscription, one of the two.
I love that. Okay, well,
Yeah.
let's get it popping.
Alrighty then, ma'am. So Big Talk. Oh, version 2. Okay, okay, okay. Alright. Here we go then. Just hit shuffle. What are, again, these are random, so what are the most beautiful sights you have seen? The only difference between these cards and the other cards is one question on the card. The other one is two questions.
We can do the one question, like one at
Yeah,
a time. What
yeah.
is the most beautiful fights I've ever seen?
Sights.
Oh, I'm
Sight's.
like,
Oh yeah,
beautiful
no, I'll
fight.
skip that question immediately.
I'm like, what does that even mean? Um, the most beautiful sight. If you have a answer already, you can go. I'm still. pondering the thought.
Um, most beautiful sights you have seen? Um, it, I might be kind of cheating here, but it's still a real answer. So, for those who know, you may or may not believe that I was born in Hawaii. So, with that being said, I have plenty of pictures of life in Hawaii. And of course, some of those being young, you're not going to actually remember. But there is a picture that I have of my grandparents visiting me. And I think we went to a zoo. And my grandparents had like a parrot on both of their shoulders. And it was me and another friend that was also, always with us in regards to my dad being in the military or whatnot. So yeah, there's a picture of them with parrots on their shoulder, and me being in kind of a teenage mutant ninja turtle pose because apparently I was a huge fan of turtles. And yeah, that image I'll never forget. It's just the most peaceful, calming image of, I don't know, of everything, kind of life. Like just looking at that picture, and I'm like, yo, that is such a calming image. It's Yeah, there's nothing I could think of that will replace that, and it's the most beautiful sight I've ever seen. Even though it's just in a picture, and I don't have the full memory of it because I was a kid. But yeah,
Hmm. Wow, that's beautiful.
thank
Um,
you, thank you.
I feel like there's many if I truly sit down and think about them.
Mm-hmm.
However, one of them is I was in Jamaica and it was a top rooftop view of the water and the town, the city, and it was just so blue and I was just meditating for like a good 45 minutes just looking at the view, you know?
Mm,
And Jamaica in general is a beautiful place. Like even the people there is a beautiful sight to see. Like,
right.
um,
No,
yeah,
I
that's
get it.
definitely beautiful. That's one third dimensional beautiful sight. And then in my dream, I've been to like this cool like
Ooh.
underworld, water world, and had
Wow.
like these crystalline type pyramids and um there was like like a there was like highways but they were like it was like dark purple
Mm,
but it was still bright and it was like these highways that were lit up. That's like the best
mm.
way to explain it. But yeah, it was just really beautiful, the underwater city
I can
that I
only
saw
imagine.
parts of.
I wonder, is that like the only thing I could think of, because it's, of course, that's your dream, so I can't really like get your image, but your description is enough, and it makes me think about I think this was Aquaman. Did you see the underwater city that they had,
I'm
or if
so
you
glad
saw
you
that
said
movie?
that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like City of Atlantis, Lumeria
Mm-hmm.
vibe.
Yeah.
It was like that. And it's so interesting is there's a couple people like, how are you in water in your dreams? Like how are you like breathing? And
Yeah.
then there's
Yeah. Like,
some people I guess dream in water and I'm just like I don't like it's a dream. I don't know.
right. I'm like,
You
it's a dream. It makes
can do
perfect sense.
anything.
There's no boundaries in the dream. What do you mean?
That's how you know that I realize when I bring logic into the dream, it collapses or it
Yeah.
like switches. If
Yeah.
you try to make sense of it,
As as it should. I mean, it's great. I mean,
right?
it's it's the unexplainable kind of mess that goes on, but yet still provides an experience that we can't replicate. So it's his own thing.
And imagine having a Capricorn placement in your dream placement, your dream planet.
Imagine having a Capricorn placement.
Yeah, a Capricorn, you know how Capricorn signs?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the energy and characteristics of a Capricorn
Mm.
in your dream planet. So like everyone has different like signs in their
Yeah.
planets.
Yeah.
It can be challenging for a person like that because again, there's so much logic, but then it can also help you construct really cool dreams if you like use it like that, you know?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. See, I've never. I was gonna say this as a response to your thing, but I never had a. This now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, this low key sound crazy, dude. You probably shouldn't. I've never had like a beautiful dream. I've had dreams, good, good dreams as well. But in regards to putting it in the beautiful category, nah, it always still felt more neutral or normal, and that's it.
You could go back to Hawaii with the parrot.
Oh man, I would love it. I would love to. Man, I would love to. Jesus, I would love to. Okay, another one, another question. What life lessons have you learned recently?
Oh, that's it. That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um,
Hmm.
a life lesson that I've learned recently is that I think
Hmm.
like detachment, like let's say if you're detaching from something or someone,
Mm-hmm.
it's not linear. Like it's not like, okay, by next week I'll be good to go. It takes some time, especially if it's a strong connection or there's history there, or, you know, like it seems like, well, duh, it takes time because people say, like, let's say breakups, for example, takes time. But when it's like family, it's not a linear path of,
Mm.
okay, you can just get over it. And, you know, it's sometimes you'll be fine for like 3 months and then a moment
Yeah.
will remind you of them. And then, you know, you think, okay, maybe you give them another chance. But
Mm.
essentially, what I'm saying is, I think our generation, millennials, are going through no contact right now. And the life lesson of sometimes that has to happen to become healthier or help your mental state or help your own past, you know?
Mm.
Some people will say, well, they're your family, you know, you got to stick by your family. And it's like, not at the detriment of your well being.
Man.
So that experience of that, it's not a linear thing. And you got to definitely take time with yourself.
Mm. Yeah. I agree. That's something how that's your that's something how that's your answer, and my answer is kind of in the same lane. Um. My latest lesson, even though I'll say discovery wise, it was probably November of last year. But since, like you said, it is a journey of something you have to go through. So something can happen, and then it feels like, all right, you're re-experiencing or you're experiencing something all over again. And that is realizing that it's my business, it's my job to heal. It's not the other person to heal me. It's my job to heal.
Mm,
So whatever it is that goes on or wherever it happened, however it happened, and I feel away, it's still my job to heal properly. So having that realization is something that yeah, I'm learning to kind of keep that in the front of my mind despite moments where it's just like, well, you know what? F it, da 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 da. Like, nope, distance, leave me alone, delete, block, like all the things that make it so much easier for me. maybe just as a Capricorn, but still, at the end of the day, it's my job to heal. And when I heard that the first time in a video, I was like, bro, how did I not realize that when this entire time we've been I've been doing that, but it's more so in the case of like we've been doing that sickle cell wise.
Mhm.
Like what?
So true. Wow.
Wow, been doing it my entire life. I just never applied it in a different lane and looked at it in a different way. Wow, bro, that's crazy. So
Mm.
yeah, it's my job to heal. No matter what they did or how it happened, it's still my job to heal, not theirs.
Powerful.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see here. The next one. What? Oh, wait, no. Okay, the next one. How have your experiences with love shaped you? No. How have your experiences with love shaped who you are today? Yep, I already got an answer for that one.
You could go.
If I'm being real with myself, I'm gonna say that I feel like I don't know what love is necessarily. Partly because I can easily say and agree with, okay, I love mom, love dad, love brother, love sister. Like that's a easy thing. All right, well, would you take a bullet for da da da? Yes. Like what? Yes. Without these people, I'm not here for sure. But then you take them out of the equation and apply it to people of, regular day life that you might come across in life, just like the saying, whether it's for a season, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, where am I supposed to, apply this love here with these people? Like, well, I don't know. I'm not taking a bullet for none of them. I'm sorry. Hey, you know, sorry for your luck. I'm here if I can help you get better, help you recover, look at things differently. But I don't know about that love thing, yo. So yeah, yeah. That's the portion where it's like, yeah, I don't know if I know what the love thing is outside of immediate family.
So how has your immediate family shaped the love of your immediate family shaped you today?
Oh man, I thought you was gonna let me get away with that, but you didn't. All right. Um, I'll say, no matter no matter how I view love with my immediate family, there's still an understanding that individuals are individuals. I may know mom and love mom and dad or whoever it might be. They're still their own person. I love mom, I love dad, etc., etc. And at the same time, let's say let's say mom is named Mary. At the same time, I only know Mary for so much. But Mary been Mary before she had me. I know mom. I still don't fully know Mary. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
So having that understanding as well, it's like, okay, yeah, definitely. Because Mary wasn't a parent the entire time. Mary became a parent when she had me, and that's when she became mom. But Mary is still, the individual, the person that makes the foundation of, of what make her her. So I have to understand that at the same time. It's kind of like ripping away the titles of certain things, of certain layers, and understanding that there's two different things going on here, and how I should look at it or how I should react going forward. It's like, all right, well, was that mom? Was that just Mary? She been Mary. So that's the thing that has stood out for me. I can still have the love for them, but I gotta understand that there's still layers to it of what make a person at the end of the day.
Mm. Could you
I might
repeat the question?
I was just about to say that might have came across more confusing, but I've said it to other people and it's like well, mostly siblings. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. But repeat that one more time. What part you want me to represent? I mean to repeat.
Oh, I was gonna say if you can repeat the question.
Oh, how have your experiences with love shaped who you are today?
Mm. Um, it's crazy. The other day, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I was thinking about like relationships, past relationships, and I was like, why did I give so much love to like people who just, and I'm like, oh, I was giving the love I have for myself. And it made
Mm,
me realize like universal love and how children, let's say, for example, their universal love, like they're going to give it to you real. They're going to be your friend. They're going to rely on you because we're adults, so they think we know everything about the world already. And they're very pure and they represent to me like true love, right?
mm-hmm,
So when you grow up, you realize that love for family or love for yourself or love for relationships, it's like becomes compartmentalized because we think, you know, I feel like love has like some type of spectrum to it when it comes to um like
mm,
essentially what is everyone's like, what is love, what is this, but when you look at nature, you look at who God is, or you look all these things, it's like you can see everything created was created out of love, and then it's people that have caused destruction or have shown us the opposite of that, or like all these complicated things that get us into a roundabout or talking about love or keep going about what it is. So I just look at it as, okay, anybody that I've loved, I was loving them the way I love self. But you don't realize that because you keep pouring and pouring on,
mm,
and then you drain yourself because
mm,
you're essentially just trying to share the love you have within. Otherwise, what would you be even what would you how could you be giving love if you didn't have it, right? So it just shows
mm,
me like we all have the connection of love, but it's like there's still boundaries for sure when it comes to how much you give. You can be open hearted and still know like this person or this thing or this place doesn't deserve your all, because you still have to make sure that you're pouring back onto yourself. And
mm,
now
mm,
that gets into like, if I want to be scientific, it gets into like torus fields and how it's always like a donut, for example, where it's internal and external, and there's always a flow, so that love is within and love is without,
mm,
like, but yeah, it's so anyways, to say all that, um, it's just shaped me into like, yo, love is stronger than anything. Like that's what the world
mm,
wants us to distract us from, like, and hating each other and like or arguing or like just all these things. And it sounds very corny and cliche, but it's like, if you see a woman, an older woman with some grocery bags crossing the street, and you're like
Mhm.
a brawling man and you can carry them. That's love. Like you're
Right.
helping a woman that you don't know her story, you don't know if she's the Wicked Witch of the West. But at that point, like very moment, she's an old woman carrying heavy grocery bags, and the person, the civilian, the pedestrian, whatever person seeing that can help, you know.
True. True. I like your answer better than mine. So much easier to digest.
No, yours is real too. I like yours because love for family is like super important because they've been there from the get go, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. How much you want to do one more? It's 30 minutes and 40 something seconds.
Oh yeah, we can do one more.
Oh well, we kind of okay. Can't ask that question. Ooh, no, no. I mean, I'm gonna tell you what. I mean, the question is a good question, but I'm gonna tell you. Well, you gonna see. The question is, I'm choosing to skip this. It says, "What is a life story you seldom tell?" And I'm like, what?
That you what?
That you seldom tell, like seldomly tell. I'm like,
Oh,
bro, no, that's 15 minutes. Come on,
um, that'll be for another time.
right? Like, heck no, bro. Um, okay, all right. What have been the darkest times of your life, and how did you get through them? Or do you want to skip? I'm gonna let you choose. I'm gonna let you choose.
um, I mean, when you talk about dark, like
Right.
what have been the darkest? That's so interesting because define dark. Like things
Mm-hmm.
get things get dark, and then things get dark. Like
All right, all right, all right. Let's skip that. Let's
that's
skip that.
another episode for real. Because that's another 30 minutes. Like
Okay, okay. Here we go.
at
Actually,
least,
this is a
at
good
least
one.
we have more material.
Right, yo.
Would have been on that.
Like we're trying to end it here, not drag it out more, bro. Come on. But here's a good one. It kind of piggybacks off of our answers from the last question. Describe a time a stranger helped you.
um, Man, I feel like there's been a few times, but
Okay.
I would say I feel like I've told this story in an episode before, but maybe not. But one time I was in the hospital, and at the time, actually, a lot of the times when you get admitted, you have to share a room, like where the hospitals I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
So there was another patient on one side, and I was on the other side, and we had been there for a few days. So they would have visitors ever so often, and like I was just stressed. Like, who knows what I was stressed about? Just aside from being in the hospital, like I was just I don't know
Right.
what was going on, but I didn't have a charger for some reason, and I was like, how am I gonna, So I asked the patient's like visitor if I could borrow one of her charger or whatever. She's like, yeah, that's no problem. So she got it from her car and she brought it back. So after an hour or so, I was like, thank you so much. I appreciate it. She's like, yeah, no, keep it. Like,
Oh
I was like,
wow.
what?
Oh
And I
wow.
was like so emotional because, we're on those narcotics and like there's so much going on. And
Yeah.
I actually was so emotional. Like I was crying. She's like, it's okay. Like you can keep it. Like I understand. I'm like, thank you so much. And one would say, like, Why are you so emotional over a charger? It's just a phone and blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
Mhm.
no, it's like that's for real something I would do too. Like, come on, like someone's in the hospital, clearly they don't have the resource. And it was just so kind. It was just so kind.
Wow.
And it was a good quality charger too.
Wow. Yeah, yeah, I've had people like that. As soon as you said that, I was like, "Oh, wait, you know what? Yeah, that has happened to me too. Not often, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah." Okay, mine's is short, thankfully. Um, yeah, I'm gonna keep it real short. So I had a fear of if I ever got sick, if it wasn't at my main hospital, I don't know what to expect. I'm thinking, all right, I got to start the process all over of you know, people getting familiar with sickle cell, people getting familiar with me, people, getting familiar with how I am in a hospital. So, me already being at a hospital where I've been here for years, from a kid to the adult floor, I'm like, man, if I ever get sick away from this hospital, oh my God, it's going to be hell all over again. Fast forward, um, with my family, taking my sister to New York, I get sick in between somewhere, and I think it was in Pennsylvania. But once it hit me, we ain't thinking about nothing. It's like, get me to the hospital. Period. I'm already thinking, okay, this is about to be hell. But according to the pain that I was feeling, it wasn't gonna be no more hell than what I was already feeling. I get there, things go extremely smooth or whatever. They get me upstairs. I honestly don't remember like the first day and a half. Like it turned out to be a really bad crisis. But I'm upstairs and whatnot, and one of the nurses on the floor, asked me, what do I want to eat? And I'm all over the place mentally because in my mind, I'm trying to think of a way to get back to my main hospital. I'm like, can they fly me back to da 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 da? Like, I need to get out of here. But she's calming me down or whatnot, and I'm like, I don't know what y'all have here or whatever. And she lists things, and she just so happens to list Subway as well. In my mind, I'm like, y'all got a Subway in the hospital? Like what? And that's what I end up eating. I get Subway. I'm in this hospital in Pennsylvania probably for like a week.
Wow.
My family is already, they still got a mission to help my sister get to New York and whatnot, and we live in Michigan. So it is what it is. I'm in this hospital for about a week in a whole other state. Fast forward, all right, whatever. Get to the point, my family's come back, take me home, and we start talking about things. Come to find out, Subway is not necessarily on their menu at the hospital, but they do have a Subway in the hospital. And from talking with my parents, this nurse was buying Subway for me the entire time I was in there, out
Wow.
of her pocket. Never said anything. This entire time, I thought it was just like, oh man, y'all menu more dope than mine. But no, she was literally buying Subway for me every day because I chose Subway every day. I was like,
Wow.
what?
Wow,
Wow.
wow, wow.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
so kind. That's so beautiful.
Yeah. So maybe one day things work out. I don't know. I don't know how the universe how the universe organized things, but maybe I'll find out and remember exactly who she is, and pay it forward. That's all. So yeah.
Yeah, of course. Wow, what a beautiful ending to this episode. I love it.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
that's great. Well, you already know what it is. We are here Over 7 days, Moon Cell Alchemist and Remy. And,
Indeed.
conversations sometimes are high energy, sometimes they're like this and casual. And either way, we're sharing our thoughts, we're sharing our minds. And we'll, of course, be back with another episode, more details on things in the future, of course.
Hmm.
And yeah, we just keep you updated.
Sound good to me. Definitely got some things in store. So yeah, just there'll be some updates coming up.
Yes, I will also leave your links. Send me your links. I'll leave them in the caption. That way people can check out anything that you are planning to on your channel.
Hmm.
And we will see you in the next episode, y'all. Peace.
Adios.